Hey all, it's Denise and I'm in my studio today. It's Thursday and I'm just recovering this week from spending all last weekend at Art Walk and the last couple weeks prepping for that. And you probably know about that from my last two videos. My last two studio sessions were all about getting ready for the show. And this week I'm just kind of taking a break. I'm obviously not painting, but I do have another show coming up on May 21st through June 3rd. So I have to start thinking about that and getting ready for that. And as I was doing that, I thought, hey, here's a good thing I can share with my my group over on YouTube on some of the things, or one of the things that I do when I'm painting on loose canvas, and how to present that and how to work with that. So I don't know about you, but if I have a loose canvas, I will paint on it. And what usually happens is I get carried away and I forget about my margins and I forget about my edges. And then what do? I can't wrap it. I'm going to lose too much of the painting. I can take it and I can glue it onto hardboard and frame it, and I do that quite often. So this is one I have that I need to deal with. This is another set, another group that I'm working on, and I actually think I'm going to finish these two up in one of my studio sessions when I get back to it. And these guys will probably go on board. And they're kind of fun. They're just collages right now. We'll see where they end up. And this is the big piece that's going to go with that. And it'll be a group. I'm really liking this one. It just started out being something I glued wallpaper and papers and then just painted around it. So I'm not really sure how I'm doing this one yet. And then I've got this big one that I just really, really love this. It's pretty long. It's a really lovely floral on canvas. Purple is not a color I usually go with, but I'm loving this piece. But again, I do not have enough of a border around to frame this. So I am going to show you what I do, and it's a pretty easy system. This is another piece, and this is how I hang them. I create a top and a bottom board, and this doesn't look that great. I'll show you some photos of these two pieces hanging. But I've got this one. Let me move that out of the way. And I have this one. And they're both hung by wood, by boards, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, the easiest thing for me to do is to take one of these apart and show you how I did this. These are just really cool little screws. And it's just a Phillips head screw. And yes, I do have a cordless drill I could have used for this, but you know, this was here, a screwdriver was here. So they're kind of neat little caps. They just screw right over your screw and leave a nice finished edge. Then what I originally did is I just took some, I think this is not quite, it's like a 3/4 by 2 inch, or whatever size board you want. This was just a board from Home Depot. And I painted it gray and just did some whitewash tones from my background in this painting over top of it. Now the back piece, they're sandwiched together. The back piece, I put my canvas on it and staple it on to make sure it's secure. And then I hang it with these big alligator clips, which work really well on these pieces. And then I'm just going to put it back together. And these little toppers just screw right over top of that. Finish off the screw. And it's a pretty easy project to do. And a great way to finish off your paintings and hang them, and they hang really lovely. You also want to make sure you do the same thing on the bottom so that it hangs it tight and weighs it down, and then it'll hang nice and flat on the wall. So that is what I do when I'm working on a loose canvas and getting my art pieces together. So give it a try. It's a pretty simple thing to do. And I'll be back with you again next week. Hopefully I'll be painting something. I have some plans to finish those pieces I just showed you. So hopefully that will happen, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.